Hello everyone, I am Rahma Alifiyah Setiyowati and my NIM 44250-863 and I'm communication major and I'm here today. I want to talk about something that really matters to me and to many other students. So I want to talk a topic about smoking in campus areas. Let me start by saying this clearly. I completely disagree with smoking in or around the campus. No matter what the reason is, some people might say that they smoke to relax or to deal with stress or to stay awake while studying, but honestly, none of these reasons can justify harming other people's health and the environment. The campus is a shared space. It belongs to all of us, students, teachers, and also staff, and we all have the right to breathe clean air. Even if smokers think they are standing far enough away, the truth is the smoke doesn't stay in one place. It travels through the air, enters classroom, hallways, and open space where others gather. That means everyone nearby, even those who never smoke, end up breathing the same polluted air. It's unfair and disrespectful. We should also remember that smoking is not a personal habit. When done in public, it becomes a public problem. Cigarette smoke contains thousands of harmful chemicals, and many of them can cause lung disease, heart problems, and even cancer. Passive smokers, the ones who don't smoke but inhale the smoke from others, suffer almost the same health risks as actual smokers. So when someone lights a cigarette on campus, they are not only hurting themselves, but they are also hurting everyone around them. Another thing we cannot ignore is how smoking affects the cleanliness and image of our campus. Cigarette butts are often thrown on the ground, making the campus look dirty and unpleasant. So they contain toxic materials that can take years to decompose and even harm plants and animals around the area. A beautiful green campus should not be ruined by such careless behavior. Some people might argue that they have the right to smoke, but let's be honest here, everyone also has the right to breathe clean, and that right should come first. Because when one person's freedom harms others, it is no longer freedom, it is selfishness. That's why I believe the campus should have strict rules: no smoking everywhere inside or around the campus area, and no exceptions, no matter what the reason is. If someone really needs to smoke, they can do it outside the campus boundaries, far away from where students study, rest, or eat. The rule should be clear: no smoking and no smokers allowed within the campus area. Not to punish people, but to protect the community and promote a healthy environment for everyone. In addition, the campus should also raise more awareness about how dangerous smoking truly is. Like, many students start smoking because they think it looks cool, or because they feel pressured by friends. But the truth is, smoking doesn't make you stronger or smarter. It only damage your health, wastes your money, and harms others. To conclude, I want to say that smoking in campus areas should never be accepted under any circumstance. Our campus must be a place that represents education, health, and also respect. Not a space filled with smoke and excuse. So let's stand together, respect one another, and protect our campus by keeping it 100% smoke free. Thank you very much. Hi again, and I'm here for now. I want to talk about adverb of frequency. So let's get to know more about adverb of frequency. Definition. So, adverbs of frequency describe how often an action happens. They are commonly used in the present simple tense. They help express habits, routines, and typical behaviors. They answer the question of how often does something occur. Examples include always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. And there's this role in sentence. They help clarify the regularity of an action. They make statements more detailed and accurate. They allow speakers to express the frequency of habits. They enhance descriptive and narrative writing. They improve understanding of patterns and also routines. And there's next categories of frequency. High frequency is the first one, so it's about always, usually. And there's the second one is medium frequency. It's about often, frequently, and sometimes. The third one is low frequency. It's about occasionally, seldom, rarely. And the fourth one is the last one is very low frequency. So it's hardly ever and never. Each expresses a different level of regularity. And there's next, we will talk about high frequency adverbs. So this is the first one. Always indicates 100% consistency. Usually suggests almost all the time. These adverbs show strong regularity in behavior, used to describe daily habits or predictable routines. For example, she always drinks water in the morning. So that was for this. For high frequency is used always, for example. And we get into medium frequency adverbs. Often means a large number of times. Frequently shows repeated regular actions. Sometimes indicates a balanced amount of occurrence. This expresses moderate regularity. The example word is They often visit the park, so it used often as the example word. And then there's low frequency adverbs. Occasionally indicates not very often. Seldom means an action happens rarely. Rarely means almost never. Used to show infrequent behaviors. The example word is he seldom watches TV. So, so it use seldom as the word, as the verb of it. And then there's very low frequency adverbs. So this is the last one. It hardly ever shows extremely rare actions. Never means the action doesn't occur at all. This express minimal to zero frequency. They help emphasize the absence of an action. For the example words is she never eats fast food. So they use never. General placement rules. Adverbs of frequency usually come before the main verb. They come after the verb to be. They may be placed for emphasis in certain positions. Placement affects sentence clarity. Understanding placement is key to accuracy. And this is before the main verb. So, most adverbs are placed before the main action verb. This structure is used in everyday speech. The example, the first example is they often go jogging together. The second is I rarely drink soda. This position is the most common and natural. And that was before, so this is after the verb to be. When using am, is, or are, the adverb follows the verb. The first example is she is usually quiet. The second example is they are never upset. This rule is consistent for all forms of to be. It ensures the sentence sounds natural. And this is sentence beginning for emphasis. Some adverbs may go at the beginning for emphasis. The example words is sometimes he takes long walks. This placement adds variation to writing. It highlights the frequency as the focus. Used more often in formal or narrative contexts. And this is sentence and placement. Certain adverbs can appear at the end. The example words is they travel together sometimes. This placement is less formal but still correct, often used in spoken English. Adds flexibility to sentence structure. And there's adverbs and habitual action. So they describe repeated patterns in daily life. The example is people usually wake up early on weekdays. Habitual actions are commonly expressed with frequency adverbs. They help establish routine descriptions, useful in storytelling and explanations. And then there's adverbs with stative verbs. Stative verbs express states, not actions. Adverbs still describe how often those states occur. The first example is he always knows the answer. The second is I rarely feel tired. So the first example is use this word, this verb, always. And the second one is this, rarely. They enhance meaning even with non-action verbs. And then we get into using multiple adverbs. Generally, only one adverb of frequency is used. Using more than one may cause confusion. The example for the incorrect one: she always usually arrives early. Always choose the most accurate frequency adverb. Clarity is more important than quantity. We cannot use like this. Avoiding double negative. Never should not be used with negative verbs. The example first is this is incorrect one. I don't never eat sushi. But the correct one is I never eat sushi. Double negatives create grammatical errors important for clear communication. And then there's this formal versus informal usage. Some adverbs appear more commonly in formal texts, frequently and seldom sound more formal. Often and sometimes are widely used in daily speech. Choice depends on context and tone. Understanding tone helps select the right adverb. And then there's this frequency in narratives. Writers use adverbs to show character habits. They help establish patterns in behavior. Narratives rely on frequency to build consistency. The example word is she often wandered through the forest. These details enrich storytelling. And there's frequency in descriptions, useful for describing environments or systems. The example is the machine rarely breaks down. They provide detail in technical description. Frequency supports accuracy in reports, used across academic and professional writing. And then there's summary of key points. So adverbs of frequency express how often something happens. They have specific placement rules in sentence. They vary from high to very low frequency. They improve clarity, detail, and expressiveness. Understanding them strengthens English communication. So that's the end of it. And I hope that my materials can be useful to everyone, to others. Thank you so much. Goodbye.